Thanks for joining us here at Cult Fiction. Actually, we are we just ended our last episode. We found the Lost Thunderdomes that Bueller had misplaced. So what we're going to do is we're going to now do
Unearthed
these
Arcana.
Thunderdomes. That's right, it's special information. We're going to do these real quick, and then we're going to post this for
Only on our
next
Patreon. No,
Thursday.
just kidding.
Yeah,
No.
no doubt, right? For while we're at Comic-Con. So if you're watching this episode, it means Alex and Eric and Jubal are all at Comic-Con having a great time, and Bueller's at home alone being super sad.
Just crying
But
on my pillow because it's
crying,
going to be
Crying
like,
in his pillow.
just
yeah.
all right, let's do it.
Okay. So I did these. I kind of had an idea in mind here, so I hope this works out. I'm going to go with Eric first.
Okay.
Uh, we're going to
Still gonna be
go.
decisive.
Decisive.
That's fine. Be decisive. We're going to go with the Academy's champions.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
These are 10 acclaimed Best Picture winners from the Academy Awards.
Right.
All
So
right.
we're going for the best of the best, is
The
what you're saying.
best of the best.
All right.
Okay. We're going to start off with, let's go from the bottom to the top. We're going to go with Oppenheimer versus Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Okay. That's going to win and move on against Parasite 2019.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Did you see Parasite?
I haven't seen any of these movies.
All right, we're gonna go back to 2006 with Everything Everywhere All at Once up against The Departed.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
There's there's no way you're being serious. All right, Everything Everywhere All at Once up against No Country for Old Men.
No Country for Old Men.
Okay, all right.
It's a movie he's seen.
No
I saw
Country
Departed
for
too.
Old Men versus Lord of the Rings Return of the King.
Return of the King.
Okay. Return of the King versus Forrest Gump.
Mm. Mm. Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump
That hurt.
versus what's that?
That
That
hurt.
hurt.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
hurt? That hurt. Okay, fair enough. Forrest Gump versus Schindler's List.
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump versus Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs.
Okay. And for the winner, for the crown, Silence of the Lambs, and this is going to be your pick. I should have replaced this one. God damn it. Silence of the Lambs versus The Godfather. Yeah,
Yeah.
I should have replaced
I
it.
mean, I was like, what's gonna beat Silence of the Lambs for me? For
What?
Yeah.
me, I was like, I don't know what's gonna beat it. Oh, Godfather. Yeah. Okay.
So
Cool.
I
I
should have
get it.
replaced that one because what I did here was I did replace certain movies in the list that I felt like were going to have an unfair advantage, and I don't know why I
Yeah.
didn't replace that one. All right, Jubal, you got the exact opposite. Here are a bunch of movies that have won Razzies, as in the worst movies of the
Hmm.
year. So you're not
You're
voting on the
going.
Yeah,
best.
I think
So
I
he's
see where
going
this is
with like,
going.
no, that movie was real shit.
Yeah.
Like,
That was the
So
worst
so I want
movie.
to
I
pick the
want the worst.
worst.
I want the
Yes.
worst of the
The
worst.
worst of the worst. All right.
Not what was
Ooh,
better.
that's a fun one.
What was fucking terrible.
Okay.
So we can go, we're going to go from the top to the bottom here. We're going to go Showgirls versus Catwoman 2004.
Oh, wow, those are both
God
really
dang.
bad movies.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say Catwoman because that movie was dog shit.
Yeah.
Catwoman.
And I'll be honest, I kind of liked Showgirls, but
It
that
was
was
all
just
right. It was
that
all
was
right.
17-year-old me. It was kind of,
Yeah.
that's why.
Right.
So we'll go Catwoman, and I know here's the thing. I know I should have replaced this one too, but I had to replace a certain movie on here. I didn't replace this one. Catwoman going up against Geely.
Oh, yeah, Catwoman was still worse than Geely.
Yeah. So Catwoman's going to go
I
up
think you're right.
against Jesus Christ. Jack and Jill, Adam Sandler, 2011.
Oh, wow. At least there was like one laugh in that movie. Like
Yeah. Catwoman's
Cat
worse.
Catwoman still had nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Catwoman
That
has
movie
not a
was
single redeemable second.
Like,
yeah.
at least I got to see Al Pacino do a stupid Dunkin' Donuts commercial.
Right,
That
right.
was kind of
Yeah.
funny. You know?
Right. Yeah, sticking with Catwoman.
All
Worst
right.
movie.
Catwoman's going to go up against The Last Airbender in 2010.
Oh wow, that movie was trash too. That movie was trash too. Um, Last Airbender was maybe more disappointing, but I'm gonna stick with Catwoman. It was real garbage.
Catwoman holding the crown up against Movie 43 in 2013.
Movie movie 43. I never saw that. What
That
is
was a
that?
skit movie.
Movie,
It had
it's for
Jesus,
LA
man. It had Anna
Butterfly.
Faris. It had Chris Pratt. It had Halle Berry. It was an all-star
Hugh
cast. It was
Jackman. It had like a huge
Hugh
cast, but
Jackman.
they like
Terrible
blackmailed
skits.
them all to be in the movie or something. It was like
Yeah, dude.
Movie
there was like
43.
a real controversy about it. They were like,
Really?
Chris Pratt shits on Anna Faris's chest at some point.
It-
"Oh wow, I didn't want to
wow.
watch it until I heard
Okay.
that."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it, but I got to stick with Catwoman.
All right. Catwoman's going to go up against 50 Shades of Grey in 2015.
Okay. I'm going to go with 50 Shades of Grey because that really sucked.
All right.
That like Catwoman sucked and everybody agreed that it sucked, but 50 Shades of Grey sucked and some people thought it didn't suck. You're wrong. That movie sucked.
So 50 Shades of Grey is now going to take on 2019's Cats and Not the Butthole Cut.
Cats. Yeah, that was bad. But I'm going to stick with 50 Shades of Garbage.
Okay, 50 Shades of Garbage will now go up against my pick, Madam Web in 2024.
Ooh. Oh.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna take Madam Web because that was okay. Not only was Madam Web terrible,
oh,
it
so
was
terrible.
just so disappointing. Like because you expected something, right?
So bad. Every angle was so bad. The fact that they got to a diner
So bad
faster,
that he like blew
faster,
up his
I don't even
computer.
understand how that works.
That movie
I've
was
never been
so
able to get more
bad.
than like 10 minutes into that movie. Honestly.
It's
It's
awful.
why did you even hire Sydney Sweeney? Why'd you hire her?
I don't know. It was
Could have
terrible.
hired anybody. And
It's
then
terrible.
we're gonna go with and I don't even know why this is on the list, but it's here. Madam Web up against 1986's Howard the Duck.
Okay, so like Howard the Duck was a bad movie, but I watched it a bunch of times when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this is all
Yeah.
You
right.
know what? It's not that bad. Fuck you all.
It
So
wasn't
It's not a good movie.
it wasn't a good
It's not a
movie,
good movie.
but Madam Web was a
What
bad
yeah.
movie.
So Alex, can I ask you an honest question? When was the last time you watched Howard the Duck?
It's been 25
Oh, it's
years
been
at least. At
nothing but
Right.
least.
fun.
It is dog shit.
Yeah.
Watched it.
Oh, it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
watched
bad.
it when I was like 28.
Like Madam Web bad though.
Right. But here's the
Catwoman
difference.
bad.
The reason, yes, no, it's worse. It's worse. Here's the thing.
Oh yeah.
It is probably objectively worse than Madam Web. The problem is there has never been a time in my life where I would have enjoyed Madam Web. But
Right.
there was a time in my life when I enjoyed Howard the Duck.
Right.
Okay.
So that's the difference to me. Is like if I watch dude, last time I watched Howard Duck, I couldn't even get through it. It was so bad, dude.
Oh yeah.
I can
I was
only
shocked.
imagine.
I
I'm
was
sure
shocked how
I'm
bad it
sure
was.
it's terrible. I'm sure it's terrible.
But when I was 7 to 12,
Yeah.
I probably watched it 15 times,
Right.
right?
I probably
And
did.
Right.
but
Yeah.
Madam Web when I was 7 to 12, Madam Web would have sucked ass then too,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So it's just it
So
never was good
so is
for
Madam
me.
Web the winner? Is that the last of
Madam
it?
Web is the winner of your Hall of Shame. I forgot to give the name of that.
Hall of Shame.
Yeah,
Props also to you, Bueller, for not including Battlefield Earth.
I personally removed that one from the list
Yeah,
because
it
that
took
was
Dr.
a
Payne
Razzie
a lot
winner
of restraint.
in
Yeah.
2010. I think it was 20. No, it was not 2010, but it was a Razzie winner, just
Yeah.
so you know. But yeah, I took it out on purpose. And Alex, yours was a little more difficult to curate because I was trying to find something like obviously we had the best, we had the worst. And then I was like, what can we do that's a bit different here? Is this the right list?
The most
Uh,
average movies.
Most average,
the
most
most
meh,
the most average
Middle of
meh.
the
movies you could find.
road.
This is Thunderdome Practical Effects Masters.
Okay.
So it was really difficult to find movies that relied on nothing but practical effects pre-1980 because after 1980 they started relying on other things to do.
Right.
But if I wanted to include special effects, then we had movies that just couldn't compare to practical effects, and the list got super convoluted. There was one movie, actually two movies, I had to absolutely remove from this list. We'll get to those when we're done. We're going to go ahead and start with number one. No, we'll start with number 10. We're going to go Tremors 1990 versus The Blob 1988.
Oh, intriguing matchup for the first time because
Yeah.
I consider the 1988 The Blob a super underrated movie.
Right.
Super
Right.
underrated movie.
I like The Blob a lot personally, but I know
Yeah.
Tremors is a fan favorite here on the podcast, so I had to leave that one in. Absolutely.
Graboids.
But yeah, I'm going to go with Tremors, because Tremors it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's a classic.
It
All
is.
right. And this is a stand-in here. This is a replacement movie that I put in. Tremors is going to go up, or sorry, yeah, Tremors is going to go up against Little Shop of Horrors from 1986.
Hmm.
I enjoy Little Shop of Horrors, but you can still tell they're puppets, man. So, Tremors.
Little shop.
It's not going to get easier for you. Yeah,
Sheepa.
we were just singing that the other night. So Tremors, this is not getting easier for you, Alex. I'm telling you right now. Tremors going up against The Fly from 1986.
Hmm. That was all practical effects, wasn't it?
Yeah. So that's one of those things where it's
I
like,
will
you
never
know,
forget his dick
effectiveness
in the
versus
medicine cabinet
scale,
ever.
you know? So it's like effectiveness versus scale, like Tremors is obviously bigger, and like the Fly is a lot more, not subtle exactly, but personal,
Right.
So, that's a pretty tough one. I'm gonna give an edge to Tremors though.
Tremors.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Tremors keeps the crown going up against Gremlins from 1984.
Oh,
I do
nice.
love me some Gremlins, but
Eric almost choked on whatever he was drinking
Oh, I
right
was
there.
sneezing. I was just trying to keep it in.
but still, I mean, Tremors is gonna be Gremlins as far as practical effects go.
All right. Well, let's take Tremors going up against 1986 Labyrinth.
Ooh, nice.
That's really interesting actually, because that's the same. When Jubal and I literally just talked about, we watched The Dark Crystal recently, and even though it's like the kind of special effects that it's all puppets and everything, it's very, very different. Then the sensibility of it is just very different, but it's
Yeah,
still
the
like
detail.
but it's still beautiful.
It's
the
yeah, it's like
artistry of it.
sculpture. It's amazing.
Right. So that's kind of tough too, because I haven't actually seen Labyrinth, I want to say, in like 12 years, at least 12, 13 years since I dated the brother to watch it. So like I might even go with Labyrinth, but it's not fresh enough in my mind to really judge it. So
There was a
still have to go
lot.
with
There was a
Tremors.
lot of practical effects in
Right.
Labyrinth. There was a lot. Yeah.
So still picking Tremors.
Okay. Well, it's funny you
Right.
bring up the Dark Crystal because that's the next contender.
Yeah, that's actually pretty tough.
Yeah.
Because it's like if you go back and watch Dark Crystal, I think people will be shocked at how, not that it looks real because it's puppetry, but how the artistry is so impressive.
Right. It's
It
beautiful.
really
It's
is.
like it's
Yeah.
art. It really is art.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like I would say, that's really tough because I'm just going to give a very slight edge to Dark Crystal for that reason, just because the artistry of it, I think people really have forgotten how amazing it does look.
I
Right.
love those
Yeah,
old practical effects. Unfortunately, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles didn't make this list, and I don't know why. But like, dude, that movie was phenomenal, and I could watch that today. Those costumes are great. So we have the Dark Crystal now. That's our new champion going up against Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior from 1981.
Oh, see.
Man.
I'm probably gonna have to go with the Road Warrior just because it's so visceral and
Yeah.
real.
Okay.
Because it's all practical. Because it's not just practical effects; they're literally just blowing shit up.
Yeah. It's
They're
like the
not like-
sets and the costumes.
Right.
I mean, that's pretty
They didn't-
practical.
They didn't
That's
create
really
anything. They bought
explosives.
two cars and smashed them together.
That's
Right.
practical.
Right.
All right, Mad
Road
Max
Warrior.
going up against this is my pick to win it. Mad Max going up against An American Werewolf in London.
I knew Rick Baker was gonna show up eventually. Man, that makes a really, really tough decision too, because you're really talking about, I mean, really the crown jewel is that transformation thing, and like a
Sure.
little bit of the wolf and everything too.
The nightmares too. The nightmare
But
scenes.
so much of the way why that movie works is because you don't see as much, So yeah, I'm gonna give an overall edge to the Road Warrior, even though I would probably say that for a single effect, I would say like the transformation scene in American Werewolf in London would probably beat almost anything in Road Warrior. But as far as an overall movie and all the
Right.
effects within the movie, I'm going to give it to the Road Warrior.
I can still
That
see
makes
that
sense.
transformation like vividly in my head to
Yeah.
this day. It's
Right.
crazy. All
I
right,
still
so
remember,
Mad
like,
Max 2, The Road Warrior is going to keep the crown going up against, and I think this is going to be your pick. We're going to go with Alien from 1979.
The first Alien, right? The
yeah.
Ridley Scott Alien.
Yeah, the first Alien.
It was
Hmm.
all practical.
Yeah, it's almost 100% practical. Yeah. But yeah, again, you're going kind of like the same problem with The Fly. You're like going something kind of more personal and like small scale, which is like the huge epic scale of Road Warrior. But
The problem with
ultimately,
Alien is that there was no dick in the medicine cabinet in that. That
uh,
was that was
that,
that was a
Yeah, that was a
that was a
problem.
selling
of
point.
course, yeah. But I'm probably gonna have to give it to Alien just because each guy just design is just
Yeah.
even so much later. It's still amazing, and it's
The
like
sets
Alien
on
is
that movie.
and Alien is still fascinating to watch because everything still holds up.
Yeah.
Like I mean, everything except like there's a couple of shots of like space, like the explosion, like I think there's one of those things when they're landing. Other than that, everything still works, and the movie's gonna
Mm,
be 50 years old soon,
right.
you know. And
Solid
so
point.
That
I'm gonna
was an
give it to
amazing
Alien,
movie.
but
Yeah.
Your
by a
champion
hair,
is
by a
Alien.
hair. The
Yeah.
scale of Road
Aliens.
Warrior, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Alien.
right, so we got Godfather, we got Alien, and Jubal. What was your Catwoman? No, wait, what was it?
It was Madam Web.
Madam
Madam
Web.
Web. Madam Web, Godfather, and Alien are your
Mad
winners.
Web sharing company with Alien and the Godfather.
Yeah.
only only on Cold Fiction, baby.
Yeah. Speaking of um practical effects, was it Fist My Bump?
Oh
Oh, dude.
yeah.
Oh,
So
Project Hail Mary. We've all finally seen that. We should all talk about
Oh
it.
so
yeah,
is
yeah,
it
Fist
yeah.
My
is
Bump.
it are
Fist
there
My
only
Bump.
practical effects in Hail Mary?
No, they did. So yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
they had a lot of stuff,
they did
but
motion capture for Rocky, but like I said before, they used zero green screen, zero blue screen, but they did motion capture, just for Rocky. So like,
Adrian not green screen?
there's zero green screen or blue
Huh.
screen.
Wow.
What they did was like, if you look at Space Odyssey 2001, they kind of took what they did with that and just updated it to now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
yeah, that movie
Interesting.
So
was
I'm going to be the
phenomenal.
last one to give my review of that. That movie was fantastic.
It
Like
was. It was.
fantastic.
We might do an episode on Project Hail Mary because that movie is worth talking about.
Absolutely.
I think that was an important movie.
Fantastic movie.
So if you're watching this, Alex and Eric and Jubal are at Comic-Con.
Doing nerd stuff.
That's right. So we will catch you next week when we come back from Comic-Con and tell you about what we saw. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you next time.